Okay, we're now recording. Okay, is my screen visible? Is my screen visible po sa inyo?
Yes po, sir.
Sino po yung nag-annotate? Makikita ko naman siya. Pakibura, thank you. Okay, so our topic this morning is all about circular functions. Since we are asynchronous last week, I will just have a brief discussion of what we have discussed last time. So sa brief discussion po na yon, we tackled about the unit circle. Meron din video lesson para po doon, nakalagay po sa YouTube natin is quarter to week 2. So makikita nyo din na may discussion na yun. For this one, yung discussion natin is already recording. So makikita nyo to later, quarter 2, week 3 naman po siya. Okay, so we discuss about unit circle. And when we say unit circle, this is a unit circle with radius equal to 1 unit. And if we are dealing with unit circle, remember that the diameter is equal to 2 units. And if we are given a point on the unit circle and we're asked to get its x and y coordinate, the value would just be cosine theta sine theta. Yun po yung coordinate nung point na meron po tayo or na binigay po sa atin. Again, its coordinate is cosine theta sine theta. The definition of a unit circle, yun same lang na sinabi ko kanina. A unit circle is a circle whose center is at the origin with radius of 1 unit. So that is a unit circle. So this will be the table of signs or table of values if we are dealing with unit circle. So add sugar to coffee. So pag tinanong tayo, ano ba yung mga values na yan? So, okay, isa-isahin po natin. Add sugar to coffee. Pakita ko sa inyo kung paano siya ginagamit. Let's open this cam. Okay. Okay, add sugar to coffee. So if you are dealing with different functions, so we have sine, we have the reciprocal of sine or the cofunction of sine is cosecant. We also have cosine, its cofunction is secant. We also have tangent and its cofunction is cotangent. So these are the 6 trigonometric functions. Write down here theta, since theta is our angle. Okay, dami pang pumapasok. Okay, so what if we are now given here, let's say we are given 9 or we are given 60 degrees. This is 60 degrees. Okay, and you're asked to gather all the signs of the trigonometric functions. Paano natin makukuha yung mga signs ng trigonometric functions? For example, this is 60 degrees. Tinanong ka, that theta, this is theta. Yung mga theta na yan, papalitan natin ng 60 degrees. O, kunwari, 60 degrees. Kung nasa 60 degrees siya, what will be the sign? Okay. Since this is, saan natin natagpuan yung 60 degrees? What quadrant? Which quadrant among the 4 quadrants? It is located at? Anong quadrant po siya?
Quadrant 1.
Quadrant 1. At anong sabi sa atin? Add sugar to coffee. Sa quadrant 1, lahat po ng trigonometric functions ay positive. Therefore, if we are dealing with 60 degrees, all are positive. Are we clear? Okay, what if we have 135 degrees? Okay, ito po yung 135 degrees natin. This is our 135 degrees. Saan po yung 135 degrees natin? Saan natin natagpo ang quadrant? We found it at
Quadrant 2 po.
quadrant 2. It is located at quadrant 2 and ano lang daw yung positive sa quadrant 2? Sine and cosecant. Pag binabasa po natin to, this is cosecant, yung secant naman, SEC, that is secant. Okay, ang positive lang daw po sa quadrant 2 is sine and cosecant, and all others are negative. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we also have, what if we have 210 degrees? What if we have 210 degrees? Inuulit ko lang po itong discussion na to na dapat napanood nyo yung video natin ng asynchronous last week. Okay, inuulit ko lang siya for the benefit of others. Okay, 210 degrees. So kapag umikot tayo, this is 180, this is 210. Okay, at saan natin natagpuan si 210 degrees?
Third quadrant.
Third quadrant. At ano lang po yung positive sa third quadrant? Tangent and cotangent. So tangent and cotangent, siya lang po yung positive doon and all the others are negative. Usually, dalawa lang po talaga yung magka-partner na positive. Okay, since tatlo yung magka-partner na yan, tatlo yung co-functions, isang quadrant lang lahat talaga nagiging positive siya. Okay, what if we're given 330 degrees? And 330 degrees is this one. Okay? And saan natin natagpuan si 330 degrees?
Quadrant.
Fourth quadrant. Okay? Sa fourth quadrant, sino lang daw yung positive? Cosine and secant. So si cosine at si secant lang daw yung positive and all the others are negative. Are we clear? Maliwanag po yung pagkuha natin ng table of sides. Ulitin lang natin. Add sugar to coffee. Hinati natin sa 4. Add sugar to coffee. So, ganun lang po siya para hindi tayo malito. First quadrant, add, letter A, all positive. Second quadrant, sugar, sine, cosecant, positive. Third quadrant, 2, tangent, cotangent, positive. Fourth quadrant, C, coffee, cosine, and secant, positive. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes po.
Okay. So, what if we now have what we call quadrantal angles? Quadrantal angles. When we say quadrantal angles, these angles will fall on X or Y axis. May it be positive X, positive Y, negative Y. Okay, just like 90 degrees. Okay, just like 180 degrees. Just like 270 degrees. Just like 360 degrees or 0 degrees. Okay, how do we solve for the value of sine, cosine, tangent? Okay, ganito lang po siya. I have here a mnemonic, sine of the cos. Okay, that is sine of the cos, wherein these are positive, positive 1, negative 1, negative 1. Okay, paano natin siya magagamit? Sine of the cos. Anong napansin nyo? Si sine nasa y-axis. Si cosine nasa x-axis. Ibig sabihin, kung saan siya magfa-fall dyan, doon natin malalaman yung value niya. Kung walang sine or walang cos, doon sa axis na tinuro ko sa inyo, therefore the answer is 0. Sa tangent po, wala tayong makukuhang value for that, for tangent. Okay, for example, what is the value of cosine 90? Dito tayo magsimula. This is 0. This is 360. 0, this is 90. This is 180. This is 270. 360, 0. And all the multiples of 90. Anong tinanong ko sa inyo? Cosine 90. Cosine 90. Ito po yung 90. Meron po bang cosine dito? Sine of the cos. May cosine po ba dito sa taas? Yes or no? May cosine po dito sa taas. Di ba sabi natin, sine of the cos. May cosine po ba sa y-axis?
Wala po.
Wala. Okay.
Wala po.
Therefore, cosine 90 is equal to 0. Okay. What if you're asked to get sine 90? Sine of the cos. May sine po ba dito? May sine po ba dito? Yes or no?
Yes po.
Sa At saan mo nakita si sine? Sa taas o sa baba?
Taas po.
Taas. Therefore, sine 90 is equal to positive 1. Are we clear? Okay.
Yes.
Po tayo. What if you're asked sine 180 degrees? 0, 90, 180. Is there a sine here?
Wala po.
Wala.
Wala. Therefore, sine 180 is 0. Okay. Next. What if we have cosine 180 degrees? Do we have cosine 180? Do you have cosine 180?
Opo.
Yes. And that is
-1.
negative 1. Therefore, we have here negative 1. What if you're asked sine 270? 270, eto. Do we have sine 270?
Meron po. Meron po.
Okay, therefore, that is
Negative.
Negative 1.
negative 1. Do we have cosine 270? Eto, sa
Wala
baba.
po.
Wala. Therefore, that is 0. Okay. Do we have cosine 0? 0.
Yes
Do we have
po.
cosine 0? Yes. And that is
1.
Positive 1.
positive 1. Do we have sine 0? Sine 0?
Wala po.
Wala. Therefore, that is 0. Are we clear? That is, we'll be using sine of the cos para mas madali. Lahat ng sine, y-axis, lahat ng cosine, x-axis. Start with 0, 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. And start with, this is the positive x, this is positive y, this is negative x, this is negative y, just like the Cartesian coordinate system. Are we clear?
Yes po.
Yes,
Yes
sir.
po.
So that is how we get the quadrantal angles using sine of the cos. At alam niyo na din yung mga values niya if in case saan siya magfo-fall. Okay, nag-fall siya sa quadrant 1, nag-fall siya sa quadrant 2, nag-fall siya sa quadrant 3, nag-fall siya sa quadrant 4, nag-fall siya sa'yo. Charis. Okay, so this is how we get all the values. So, eto, table of sines. Eto naman yung values niya if it falls for quadrantal angles. Okay? So, let's continue. So, our next is about reference angles. So, what are reference angles? Reference angles, so for any angle in standard position, is the positive acute angle between the terminal side and the x-axis. Always remember that reference angle of a given angle is always between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. Kaya nga sinabi na acute angle. And this reference angle are always positive angles. And it is between 0 to 90 degrees. Let's have an example. Okay, ah? Okay. So, example number 1. It states here that we have letter A, 30 degrees. 30 degrees. Anong sabi natin sa reference angle? It must be from 0 to 90. Between 0 to 90. Okay. Eh, yung 30 degrees, acute angle na yan, di ba? Yes or no? Is 30
Yes
degrees an acute
po.
angle? Yes. Therefore, reference angle natin for 30 degrees is just 30 degrees. Okay, for number 5, we have 135 degrees. Let's graph 135 degrees. This is 90. Ano yung kailangan ni 90 para maging 135? Ano yung kailangan ni 90 para maging 135? Ang tagal.
45 po.
45. So, since this is 45, this is 45 degrees. Okay. So, anong pipiliin natin? Etong 45 na to na nasa Y o etong 45 na to na nasa X? Sige nga. Anong pipiliin natin sa dalawa? Ano bang sabi natin na definition ng reference angle? Ito po sabi the reference angle for any angle in standard position is the positive acute angle between the terminal side and the x-axis. Between the terminal side and the x-axis. This is the terminal side. Is this the angle between the terminal side and the x-axis? Look at this.
Yes po.
Is this?
Di po, sir.
No
Ano
po.
siya? Yung nasa taas ba o yung nasa baba?
Nasa baba.
Apo.
Yung nasa baba. Therefore, this is the reference angle and that is 45 degrees. Pareho din naman siyang 45 degrees, pero dapat maliwanag sa atin na pag sinabing reference angle, it is always adjacent to the x-axis. Pag sinabi nating adjacent, dapat lagi niyang katabi yung x-axis. Are we clear?
Yes po, sir.
So what if meron akong ganito, umabot siya dito, tapos siya ay 120 degrees. Eh yung 120 degrees natin, nandito lang siya, tapos ito ay 30 degrees. Ano dapat yung reference angle ni 120 degrees? Dapat ba 30 degrees? Yes or no? Ano yung reference angle ni 120? Dapat ba 30 degrees?
No,
No
sir.
po.
No. What must be the reference angle of 120? It must be
Yes po.
Sir, yung natitira po doon.
yung natitira.
60.
Ano yung natitira nito nakatabi ni
60 po.
x-axis? That is 60
po.
Therefore, the reference of 120 is 60 degrees. Maliwanag na? Yes, or no? Okay.
Yes po.
Sana maliwanag na sa inyo yun, ha? Okay, letter C. We have 240 degrees. What is the reference angle of 240 degrees? Let us try to draw the angle. This is 180. Ano yung kailangan ni 180 para maging 240? It needs 60. Okay. This is 60 degrees. This is 30 degrees. Anong pipiliin mo? Si 60 o si 30?
60 po.
60
Si 60. Bakit si 60? Kasi si 60 ay
So,
Kagitna po ng X
Nasa
saka
nasa
terminal.
x-axis. Maliwanag. Kung sino yung nasa x-axis, yun palagi yung kukunin natin. Therefore, the reference angle of 240 degrees is 60 degrees. Okay? Next. We have letter D, 330 degrees. Let us try to draw. This is 270. Ano yung kailangan ni 270 para maging 330? Kailangan niya ng 60. Okay. This is 60. This is 30. Ano dapat yung sagot nyo?
30.
30 degrees. Okay. Therefore, the reference angle of 330 is 30 degrees. Maliwanag po ba? Yes or no?
yes po.
Yes po.
Eh, paano naman kunwari naging negative na yung angle? Eh, di dapat sa kabilang side naman tayo iikot. Okay. Kung naging negative na yung angle, we are given here negative 210 degrees. This is negative 90. This is negative 180. Ano yung kailangan ni 180 para maging 210?
30.
30.
30. Okay. So, therefore, this is negative 210 degrees and this is 30 degrees. Okay. If that is 30 degrees, what will be the reference angle of negative 210 degrees?
60.
30.
30.
30.
30 degrees. Okay? Ayun po yung x. So, katabi niya si x, si 30 degrees. Hindi pwedeng 60 kasi eto si y eh. Maliwanag po ba yon?
Okay.
Opo.
Okay, next. The last one. So, we have negative 140 degrees. So, let's try to graph. This is negative 90. Ano yung kailangan ni negative 90 para, ano yung kailangan ni 90 para mag 140?
50.
This is 50 degrees. Is the reference angle of negative 140 50?
No.
No, sir.
No.
No. Therefore, the answer for this one is
40.
40 degrees.
40 degrees. Are we clear?
Yes po.
Okay, so that is how we solve for reference angles. Okay. So I'll just stop my screen sharing and I'll discuss to you SOHCAHTOA. Naalala pa po ba si SOHCAHTOA? Or hindi na naalala si SOHCAHTOA or hindi siya na-discuss before?
Sir, medyo naaalala.
Naalala pa po ba yung iba? Naalala nyo pa po ba?
Medyo po.
Opo.
Naalala? Okay, kung naalala nga, ano ibig sabihin ng so?
Sine is equals opposite over hypotenuse po.
Okay, if we are dealing with so, that is sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Therefore, The co-function of sine is cosecant theta. When we say cosecant theta, they are co-function. It is just the reciprocal. And if it is the reciprocal, it becomes hypotenuse over opposite. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Ka, that is cosine theta, adjacent over hypotenuse. Therefore, we have adjacent over hypotenuse. What is the co-function of cosine? Sige nga po, what is the co-function of cosine? That becomes
Secant po.
secant theta, and that is equal to hypotenuse over adjacent. We also have TOA, which is tangent theta. Therefore, tangent theta is TOA, opposite over adjacent. And what is the co-function of tangent? That would be
Cotangent.
cotangent theta, and that is adjacent over opposite. Eh sir, saan naman po namin gagamitin yan? Okay. Alam ko, naturo na to dapat nung sa physics. Tama? Okay. So, isa-isahin natin. What if we are given 2 points? Okay, we are given 2 points. You are given 3, 4. 0.34. And you are asked to get all the values of the trigonometric functions. So, sabi dyan, 3, 4. So, i-graph natin si 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tama po ba na nandito si 3, 4? Yes or no?
Yes po.
Okay. So, maglagay tayo dyan. It becomes a triangle. So, it becomes a triangle. And this triangle is a right triangle. So, it is now a triangle. This is 3, this is 4, and this is the hypotenuse. Okay, how do we solve for the hypotenuse? Since this is a special triangle, 3, 4, pag nakakakita kayo ng triangle na may sides na 3 and 4, remember that the last side is 5. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25, square root of 25 is 5. Are we clear?
Yes po.
By using Pythagorean theorem. Saan natin natagpuan si 3, 4? Which quadrant? Quadrant?
1.
1.
Therefore, all of these are
Positive.
positive. Isa-isahin natin. Sin theta. Sin theta is opposite. This is our theta. Remember na nandun siya sa x. Nakita na nandun siya sa x, yes or no?
Yes po.
Okay. Sin theta. This is theta. Opposite side is 4. Adjacent hypotenuse side is 5. Therefore, sin theta is 4 over 5. We also have cosecant theta. Isosolve pa ba natin si cosecant theta? Hindi na. Therefore, cosecant theta is
5, 4.
5 over
5
4.
over 4. We also have cosine theta. Cosine theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. What is the adjacent side of theta? Pag sinabi nating adjacent, katabi. Ano yung katabing side ni theta? That is
3.
3. Therefore, that is 3 over 5. And what is secant theta now? Secant theta is
5 over
5 over 3.
5 over 3. Okay? So, that's tangent theta. Tangent theta is TOA, opposite 4, adjacent 3. Therefore, what is cotangent theta? Cotangent theta now is
3 over 4.
3 over 4. And they are all positive. Is that clear?
Yes po.
Okay. Questions? Wait lang po ah. I'll give you a seat work. I'll be giving you 5 minutes to answer this one po. Tingnan natin kung na-gets. Okay. Kindly answer. If the terminal side of an angle theta goes through the point -8, +15, evaluate the 6 trigonometric functions. I'll be giving you 5 minutes. Are you done? Tapos na po? Okay, 1 minute. Sige. Sherry Gilbert. Tapos na ako, Corbett. Torresi, na-send ko na din. CR, Torresi. Pollard. Okay. Sige po, 1 minute pa. Okay, tapos na po?
Opo.
Okay, let's try to answer. Okay, ang sabi po dito, we are given negative 815. Okay, so kung sasabihin natin negative 815, hindi ko na siya i-graph. Hindi ko na siya i-graph. Burahin ko na po ito para mas kitang-kita agad dito. Hindi ko na siya i-graph. Why? I will just be using the signs of the values of x and y. The x value is negative and the y value is positive. Saan po bang quadrant natin makikita na si x ay negative pero si y ay positive?
Quadrant.
Quadrant 2.
Quadrant 2. Expect that if it is in quadrant 2, therefore, we could say that sine and only cosecant are positive and all the others are negative. We have negative 8. Negative 8. Okay, we have negative 8 and positive 15. So, kung i-graph po natin siya, magiging ganito itsura niya. Okay? Dapat pala mas malaki yung y. Okay? So this is 8, this is 15. Tama po ba? Yes or no? Is this a triangle? Since
Tama.
this is in quadrant 2. Okay. This is our angle theta. Therefore, in order for us to get the hypotenuse, yung tulad lang ng ginagawa natin na technique kapag gumuha tayo ng distance formula. 8 squared is 64. 15 squared is 200. Ilan po yung 15 squared?
25 to 25.
225. 64 plus 225 is... Ilan po?
289.
Square root of 289 is 17.
17.
Okay. So yung hypotenuse side po natin is 17. Tama po ba?
Opo.
Okay. Actually, madali lang naman to. So let's now try to answer. So lagay na po natin, we have sine theta, cosecant theta, cosine theta, secant theta, tangent theta, cotangent theta. Okay, isa-isahin po natin. But what do we know about quadrant 2? Ang positive lang po sa quadrant 2, itong dalawang to. Lagay mo na agad na negative siya. Maliwanag?
Opo.
Okay, so in this case, this becomes sine theta. So, sine theta is so opposite over hypotenuse. Is your answer 15 over 17?
Opo.
What is the answer for cosecant theta?
17
17 over
over
15.
17 over 15. How about for cosine theta? Cosine theta, that is negative. Therefore,
Negative.
cosine theta is ka. That is negative 8 over.
17.
17.
How about for secant theta? That is negative
17
over 8. Tangent theta, anyone? Tangent theta? That becomes
15 over
15 over 8.
15 over 8.
8,
negative 15 over 8 and
negative 8 over
Negative 8 over.
Negative 8 over
are we clear?
Yes po.
Maliwanag po ba? Madali lang po ba yung pagkuha ng 6 trigonometric functions?
Opo.
Okay, ganun lang If we are given sides, ganun lang po yung pagkuha niya. Okay? So, sana na-gets ng mabuti po yun. So, ganun lang po yung pag-solve if you are given sides. Okay? So, that's it for our example for that one. Let's now move on. Like, we're supposed to move on every day. Okay. So, what if we're now given this kind of problem? Guys, pakiano muna, screenshot nyo muna. Baka mabura ko na naman tas hindi kayo magkaroon ng notes. But then, again, it's live naman. So, pwede nyo naman siyang balikan sa YouTube tas doon nyo siya screenshot. Pero screenshot nyo na din dito. Okay na? So, burahin ko na po, ha? Okay. The problem here is that we need to show that the point P, which is square root of 3 over 3, square root of 6 over 3, is on the unit circle. How do we show that? Okay, paano daw natin ipapakita that it is really on the unit circle? By just this one. Remember, pag sinabi nating unit circle, saan ba natin matatagpuan yung unit circle? Kung naalala niyo yung discussion natin regarding unit circle. Where can we find the unit circle?
Quadrant 1 po.
Ay, quadrant 1 ba natatagpuan yung unit circle? Do we have a quadrant pag sinabi nating unit circle? Sige nga, guys. Pag sinabi natin unit circle, it is still a circle. Ano muna yung mga characteristics ng unit circle? Once we say the unit circle, pag sinabi natin unit circle, what are the characteristics? Ano yung naalala? Pag sinabi natin unit circle, guys?
Diameter is equal to 2 units po.
If the diameter is equal to 2 units, what is the radius?
1 po.
1.
The radius is equal to 1. Okay. If that is the case, if the radius is equal to 1, if the radius is equal to 1 unit, saan natin matatagpuan yung unit circle? Where can we find the unit circle? At the?
Center.
At the what?
Origin.
Origin. So this is the unit circle. Sa origin po natin siya matatagpuan. At yung radius po na is equal to 1 unit. Could you please give me the equation of a circle with center at the origin and with radius 1 unit? Sige nga, pakibigay sa akin. Ano yung equation nun?
X squared plus y squared is equal to r squared po.
Ano yung r squared?
1 po.
1. Okay, therefore, if that is 1, the equation now would be x squared plus y squared is equal to 1. Are we clear? So this is our working equation. Always remember that this equation is derived from the unit circle. Maliwanag?
Opo.
Okay, so show that the point P, square root of 3 over 3, square root of 6 over 3 is on the unit circle. We could only say that a point is on the unit circle if it satisfies one condition. And that condition, if it satisfies x squared plus y squared is equal to 1. And how do we do that? By substituting the values of x and y, which are square root of 3 over 3 and square root of 6 over 3 on the equation. What is the value of x? That is square root of 3 over 3 squared plus y squared square root of 6 over 3 squared is equal to 1. Square all the values. This becomes square root of 3 squared, cancel square root. 3 squared is 9 plus square root of 6 squared, cancel square root. 3 squared is 9. Is that equal to 1? Let's see. Both denominator, they have the value of 9. LCD is 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. Is 9 over 9 equal to 1? Yes or no? Yes.
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 Therefore, 1 is equal to 1. And we could say that this point is on the unit circle. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? That is how we solve if a specific point lies on the unit circle. Pero kung hindi siya nag-equal to 1, therefore we could say that it is not a point on the unit circle. Maliwanag?
Opo.
Okay, let's have another example. Let's have another example. The point P, square root of 3 over 2y is on the unit circle. And it is found in quadrant 1. Find its y coordinate. Okay, binigyan ulit tayo ng panibagong problem. Sabi dun sa problem na meron tayo, we are given point P. And that point P is square root of 3 over 2y. At sinabi sa atin that it is on the unit circle. Sinabi agad na yung point na to ay nasa unit circle. At sa unit circle, matatagpuan daw yung point na to sa quadrant 1. And what can we say about this point? And it is found on quadrant 1. Okay, pinapahanap sa atin yung y coordinate. What can we say about points on quadrant 1? Anong masasabi natin sa mga point na nasa quadrant 1? They are positive. Therefore, we will be finding out the y value must be positive. Tama po ba na dapat yung y value natin is positive?
Opo.
Yes.
Okay. What is our working equation again? What is our working equation? Our working equation must be
X squared
x squared
plus y squared
Plus y squared.
is
equal to
equal
1.
to 1.
Equal.
This is our x, and we are looking out for the value of y. Therefore, this becomes square root of 3 over 2 quantity squared plus y squared is equal to 1. Simplify, this becomes square root of 3 squared, which is 3. 2 squared is 4, plus y squared is equal to 1. Isolate y squared to the left side. This becomes y squared is equal to 1 minus 3 over 4. Therefore, y squared is equal to, isa, binawasan mo ng 3/4, it becomes, isa, binawasan mo ng 3/4, it becomes
1/4.
1/4. This is y squared. Get the square root. Get the square root. Therefore, y is equal to plus minus. What is the square root of 1/4?
1/2.
1/2. Therefore, we have two values, positive 1/2 and negative 1/2. But what is our condition? It must be in quadrant 1. And if it is in quadrant 1, what value of y are we choosing?
Positive.
Positive.
Therefore, the answer is positive 1/2. Are we clear?
Yes. po.
Yes po.
Okay. So, pag sinabi dyan na quadrant 2, positive y pa rin. Pag sinabi na quadrant 3,
Negative.
negative y. Pag sinabi na quadrant 4, negative y na
Negative.
siya. Are we clear?
Yes po.
Okay. So, let's move on. What's supposed to be the next? Okay, guys. So, open ko lang yung file. Nakikita po yung file.
Opo, sir.
Opo.
Okay. These are the values of angles. 30, 45, 60, 90. These are special angles. Pag tinanong ka, kunwari, sine 0 is 0. Nakikita, guys? Ito yung mga pinag-aralan natin kanina, yung 0. Guys, nakita? Ito.
Opo.
Okay. Puntahan natin ngayon yung sine 30. Sine 30 is 1/2. Therefore, ang kamukha po ni sine 30 is cosine 60. Sine 30 and cosine 60 are equal. Ano yung tawag natin sa kanya? Sine 30 and cosine 60. They are called complementary angles because the sum of their angles or 90. Since they are from different functions, so pag pinag-add natin yung ano nila, yung angle nila, so we have sine and cosine. Pag pinag-add natin and this equal to 90, therefore they have the same value. Look at this. Sine 30 is 1/2. Cosine 60 is 1/2. Therefore, they have the same value. Maliwanag po ba yon? Nakikita po ba sa screen nila?
Opo.
Okay. So ano pa yung magkamukha? Ano pa yung magkamukha? We have tangent 45 and cotangent 45. Kasi 45 plus 45 is just 90. Okay, ano pa yung magkamukha? Dapat magkamukha din si sine 45 sa si cosine 45. Magkamukha po ba?
Opo.
Okay. Actually, meron tayong problema dito because these angles are not yet rationalized. They're not yet rationalized. So, isa-isahin po natin. Okay? So, ang sabi po dito, sa 30 degrees, so sa 45 kasi madali lang po eh. 45, 45, 90. Isa-isahin muna natin pag 45, 45, 90. So, pag sa 45, 45, 90, pag sinabi nating sine 45, it is also equal to cosine 45. Okay, and that is equal to 1 over square root of 2, but that is not really the answer. It must be multiplied by square root of 2 over square root of 2. Therefore, we'll now be having square root of 2 over square root of 2 times square root of 2. That is 2. That is the answer. Square root of 2 over 2. Are we clear? Maliwanag po ba yun?
Opo.
Okay, so that is for sine. So how about for cosecant 45? For cosecant 45, binaligtad lang po siya. Therefore, square root of 2 over 1 will now be having square root of 2. And that is also equal to secant 45. Secant 45 is also square root of 2. For tangent 45, madali lang po siya. Tatandaan mo lang pag tangent 45, that is 1. And that is also equal to cotangent 45. Okay? So from now on, pakimemorya na po siya para mas mabilis at hindi ka na masyadong malito. Okay, let's now move on for 30 degrees. For 30 degrees, we'll now be having sine 30. Okay, for 30 degrees, if we have sine 30 degrees, that is 1/2. Okay, so sine 30 degrees is 1/2. Therefore, cosecant 30, just the reciprocal of 1/2, that is 2. O, tatandaan mo, cosecant 30 is 2. Maliwanag po. Okay, next po tayo, we have cosine 30. Pag sinabi natin cosine 30 degrees, that is square root of 3 over 2. Therefore, we'll now be having cosecant 30 degrees. Secant. So if we have secant 30 degrees, that is equal to what? Secant 30 degrees, that is 2 over square root of 3. So anong gagawin natin para i-rationalize siya? So we need to multiply this by square root of 3 over square root of 3. And it is now equal to 2 square root of 3 over 3. And that is secant 30. So, kahit i-type mo sa calculator mo, ganyan pa din yung lalabas. Okay. So, pakitype nga sa calculator, secant 30. Tama po ba na secant 30 ang lumabas is 2 square root of 3 over 3? Sa mga calculator nyo? Meron po ba kayong hawak na calculator dyan? Yun po ba ang lumabas or wala kayong hawak na calculator ngayon? Okay, let's move on with tangent 30 degrees. For tangent 30 degrees, so we have 1 over square root of 3. Therefore, we need to multiply that by square root of 3 over square root of 3. And it is now equal to square root of 3 over 3. So that is tangent 30 degrees. And for cotangent 30 degrees, reciprocal of 1 over square root of 3, that is square root of 3. Okay. So that is for cotangent 30. And how about for 60 degrees? For 60 degrees, we have sine 60 degrees. Titingnan mo na lang. Sine 60 degrees equal siya sa cosine 30. Therefore, ilagay mo doon square root of 3 over 2. So we have cosecant 60 degrees. Cosecant 60 degrees, reciprocal nito, that is 2 over square root of 3. Multiply that by square root of 3 over square root of 3. And that is equal to 2 square root of 3 over 3. We also have cosine 60 degrees. And yung cosine 60 degrees natin, equal siya sa sine 30 degrees, which is 1/2. Therefore, we now have the next one, secant 60 degrees. Yung secant 60 degrees natin is equal to 2. Kung mapapansin mo, it contains a pattern. May pattern po siya. Okay, so for tangent 60 degrees, therefore, we'll now be having square root of 3. And for cotangent 60 degrees, that becomes 1 over square root of 3. So multiply that by square root of 3 over square root of 3, and we'll now be having square root of 3 over 3. Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo po, ito po siya. Sin 30 is equal to cosine 60. Cosecant 30 is equal to secant 60. Cosine 30 is equal to sine 60. Secant 30 is equal to cosecant 60. Tangent 30 is equal to cotangent 60. Cotangent 30 is equal to tangent 60. Is that clear?
Yes po.
Maliwanag po ba yung relationship nila? Yes or no?
Opo.
Opo. Parang hindi sure. Okay, I'm giving you 2 minutes to at least medyo i-analyze. So kung kayang i-memorize siya, medyo i-memorize na natin.
Sir, pwede po magtanong.
Yes.
Sir, bawal po ba sa denominator po yung square root po?
Yes, bawal sana kasi irrational, hindi naman irrational na yun. Pero mas maganda kung naka-rationalize siya na yung numerator palaging nandun lang yung square root or yung radical. Kahit na sa ibang mga courses na math, sa ibang subject, sa college or sa high school, palaging halos hindi naman tinatanggap yung may denominator na square root. Kaya always imumultiply mo siya ng square root ng numerator and denominator para ang magkaroon na lang ng square root ay yung numerator.
Thank you po, sir.
Okay? 2 minutes po para at least ma-memorize ng bahagya. Okay, let's try to answer this. Okay, isa-isahin natin. Find the value of the following. Letter A, sine 540 degrees. Saan po ba matatagpuan si 540 degrees? Hindi ko na po buburahin to ha. So, dito na lang ako magsasagot. Saan po natin matatagpuan si sine 540 degrees? Asan po siya? Quadrantal po ba siya? 360. 360 plus 90. Ilan po yun? 450. 450 plus 90. 540. Tama po ba? Andito po siya?
Opo.
Andito siya? Yes or no?
Yes po.
Meron bang value yung sign dito?
Wala po.
Wala po.
Therefore, sine 540 degrees is 0. Are we clear?
Yes po.
Okay.
Yes po.
Letter B. Tangent negative 450 degrees. Okay. So pag negative siya, umikot na siya ng isa. Okay. So kung umikot na siya ng isa, 360, 360 plus 90, ilan po?
450.
450 po.
450. Ibig sabihin, andito po siya. Yes or no?
Opo.
Okay. Kung nandyan siya, meron po bang tangent dyan? Could you please just try to use your calculator kung merong tangent doon? Anong sabi natin sa tangent na nandun po? Meron po bang tangent doon? Recall?
Sir, wala po.
Okay, because tangent, sabi natin kanina, they are, anong lumabas sa calculator nyo must be math error or syntax error because tangent for that one is undefined. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next we have secant of 1,440. Okay, 1,440 is a multiple of 360. Tama ba? Paki-divide nga. 1,440 divided by 360, ilan po ang lalabas?
4 po.
4. Ibig sabihin, kung multiple siya ng 360, ibig sabihin, ang hinahanap natin ay nandito. Andito siya nag-start kasi huminto siya doon. Nakaapat na ikot siya. Yes or no?
Yes po.
Nakaapat na ikot siya. Yes. Okay, therefore, secant is same with cosine. May value ba si cosine dito? Diba?
Meron.
Meron po.
May value? May value ba si cosine dito?
Meron po.
Sine of the cos. And what is the value for this one?
Positive
Sir,
1.
1.
Very good. Therefore, secant 1,440 is positive 1. Could you please try it on your calculator? Secant 1,440 is the answer positive 1.
Sir, po.
Okay, so that is the correct answer. And in letter D, hayaan ko na kayo magsagot, yung D to F. Let's move on with the other example. Let's move on with the other example po. Stop ko lang. I'll share another. Nakikita na po ba yung nakashare? Ayan. Okay, let's now try to answer this. Sabi, sine negative 45 degrees. Okay? Sine negative 45 degrees. So, hanapin po natin ano yung value, saan yung negative 45 degrees. Hanapin natin. Is this negative 45 degrees? Yes or no?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Yes.
Therefore, ang ano natin, ang reference angle natin is positive 45 degrees. Kahit na negative 45 degrees yan, ang reference angle natin is 45 degrees. Hanapin mo, what is sine 45? That is square root of 2 over 2. But that is not yet the answer. Anong sabi sa atin? This is quadrant 4. Sa quadrant 4, sino lang daw yung positive sa quadrant 4? Cosine and secant. Therefore, if you are dealing with sine, is sine positive on quadrant 4?
No.
No.
No, therefore the
Negative
answer is negative. Square root of 2 over 2. Are we clear?
Yes po.
Okay. Next, tangent 225. Tangent 225. If this is tangent 225, where can we find tangent 225? Graph natin. This is 180. This is 180. Ano yung kailangan ni 180 para maging 225? 45. This is 45 degrees. Is 45 degrees our reference angle? Yes or no?
Yes po.
Yes. Therefore, this is 45 degrees and it is on quadrant 3. Is tangent positive sa quadrant 3?
Yes.
Okay. What
Yes.
is tangent 45? Tangent 45 is 1. Therefore, the answer is positive 1. Are we clear?
Yes po.
Yes.
Okay. Next, secant. Secant 855. Okay, graph natin. Saan po ba si secant 855? 360 plus 360, 720. Therefore, nakadalawang ikot tayo, nagkaroon tayo ng 720. 720. 720 plus 90,
810.
810. Ano yung kailangan ni 810 para maging 855?
40.
45. Okay. So this is 45 degrees. Are we using this 45 degrees or yung 45 degrees na nasa baba?
Nasa baba.
Nasa
Yung
baba.
nasa baba. Okay. 45 degrees. Which quadrant nag-fall? Si 45 degrees na nandito.
Ito.
Quadrant 2. So sa quadrant 2, is secant and cosine positive? Hindi. Dahil ang positive sa quadrant 2, si sine sa si cosecant. Therefore, negative agad yung sagot natin sa kanya. And what is secant 45? Hanapin mo, secant 45 is negative square root of 2. Paki-type sa calculator. What is secant 855? Is secant 855 negative square root of 2? Tama ba?
Opo.
Is secant 855 negative square root of 2? Lumabas po ba sa mga calculators nyo?
Opo.
Okay, so that is how we solve for those values. Okay, let's have another para hindi I'll just have these examples. Okay, so ano ba yung pwede kong burahin dito? Burahin ko lang to. What if we're given secant 13 pi over 3? Saan daw siya? Pag ganito kasi, usually nalilito ako kapag given na siya in pi. So ano ba yung gagawin natin kapag given na siya in pi? Sa tingin nyo guys? We need to... Guys, kapag pi, anong gagawin natin? We need to... What? Convert into degrees para mas madalian tayo. So kung nahihirapan ka, may technique din naman kasi dyan sa 4 pi. So may 13 daw na pi tapos divide sa 3. So ako kasi mas nahihirapan ako pag ganun. So ang ginagawa ko is that I multiply this muna by 180 over pi so that lalabas na siya na degrees. So cancel. 180 divided by 3 is 60. 60 times 13. What is the answer, guys? Paki-help ako. 60 times 13. What is 60 times 13?
780.
780.
Okay. This is 780. So pag grinaph po natin or plinap natin si 780, 720 umikot na siya. Tama? Dalawang ikot na yung 720. So 720, ano yung kailangan ni 720 para maging 780?
60 po.
Therefore, this is 60 degrees. And sa first quadrant, lahat ay positive. Tama po ba? First quadrant, all positive.
Opo.
Therefore, secant 780 is how much? So, ilan siya? Secant 60. Secant 60, puntahan natin si secant 60, that is 2. Therefore, the answer is positive 2. Are we clear?
Yes po.
Okay, maliwanag. So,
Opo.
okay, maliwanag na tayo kapag given tayo ng may pi, ha? Okay, next. We are given cotangent. Cotangent negative 10 pi over 3. Okay nga, sige nga. I'll leave that to you. I'll be giving you 1 minute to answer. Ano magiging answer nyo? Okay, what is the answer? Ano yung value niya kapag degrees? Tapos na po ba? So, sige, ano natin siya into degrees. This is 180 over pi. Cancel pi, cancel pi. 180 over 3 is 60. 60 times 10 is negative 600. Tama po ba, negative 600?
Opo.
Opo.
So, saan natin matatagpuan si negative 600? Sa baba naman tayo. This is 360. This is negative 360. Umikot na. Negative 360. So, 360 plus 180. Ilan yung 360 plus 180, guys?
540 po.
540. Sige. So, this is negative 540. Ano yung kailangan ni 540 para maging 600? 60. Okay. So, this is 60. Tama ba? Our reference angle is 60? Yes, or
Yes,
no?
Opo.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, since this is 60, and cotangent yung kinukuha natin, nasa quadrant 2 siya, positive ba si cotangent sa quadrant 2?
Hindi po.
Hindi po.
No. Therefore, this is negative. What is cotangent 60? Hanapin natin. Cotangent 60, that is negative square root of 3 over 3. Do you have the same answer?
Yes po.
Okay, and that is the correct answer. Are we clear? Maliwanag po ba?
Opo.
Yes po.
Okay, naiintindihan pong mabuti? Maliwanag naman po, naiintindihan po bang mabuti? Yes or no?
Yes po, sir.
Sir.
Okay, maliwanag po sana, ha? Wait lang, just for the last example na lang po tayo. Naghahanap lang ako ng magandang example para masasakop niya lahat. Okay. Pwede ko na bang burahin yung ibang part para magkaroon tayo ng medyo malaking ano? Etong sa 45, buburahin ko na. Pakidikta na lang siya sa akin mamaya pag nakalimutan ko. Okay. So, 6. Pagsabay-sabayin natin yung 6. Okay. What if binigyan tayo ngayon ng condition? Sabi dito, we have cosine theta which is equal to 1/2, but another condition is that and 3 pi over 2 is less than theta is less than 2 pi. Okay. Sabi, hanapin daw natin yung 5 pa. Kasi binigyan na tayo ng una, which is cosine theta. So, hanapin natin, asan ba si theta? Sabi, si theta daw nasa pagitan ni 2 pi saka ni 3 pi over 2. Asaan ba si 2 pi? Guys, asan si 2 pi sa tingin nyo? Asaan si 2 pi? Pag sinabi nating 2 pi, convert muna natin. Sige, si 3 pi over 2, convert natin. Pag sinabi nating pi over 2, that is 90. Tama po ba? Pag sinabi nating pi over 2, that is 90. 90 times 3, that becomes 270.
270.
Therefore, this is 270 is less than theta is less than, what is 2 pi? 2 pi is 180. 180 times 2 is 360. Okay. Therefore, asaan daw siya? Yung theta daw natin ay nasa pagitan ni 360 sa ni 270. At nasaan po? Andito po ba siya sa quadrant 4? Ito po ba siya? Ito po ba yung theta natin? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Therefore, kung yan yung theta natin, ibig sabihin, yung cosine natin is positive. Yung secant natin is positive din. Are we clear? Okay, binigyan na tayo. Yun ay binigay sa atin na condition. Sabi, cosine theta is 1/2. O, isa-isahin natin. Pag sinabi natin cosine theta, makinig ha. Pag sinabi natin cosine theta, that is ka. Tama? Okay, that is ka. Cosine theta, dahil nandito siya, ganito yung magiging graph ng triangle natin. Baligtad. Tama po ba na ganyan yung magiging graph ng triangle natin? Kasi hindi pwede na...
Sir, nawala po.
Nawala po. Nawala.
Nalobat ako. Fudge. Sorry. I'm very sorry. Asog ko na lang ulit. Nakikita naman, or medyo, ayan, last na example naman na to. Nakikita pa naman, ano?
Opo.
Po, sir.
Asog ko lang ng konti. Ayan. So, hindi pwedeng maging ganito yung itsura ng triangle natin. Dapat ganito. Naintindihan kung bakit hindi naging ganito? Kasi pag ganito, ito yung magiging reference natin. Eh di ba dapat ang reference natin nasa X? Yes or no?
Opo.
Okay. So this is our theta. This is our theta. So for that theta, we could say that cosine theta. Ano po yung cosine theta natin? Adjacent. Adjacent is 1. Hypotenuse is 2. Tama, mali? Tama, mali?
Tama po.
Tama. Therefore, what is now the other side by using the Pythagorean theorem? So this is, sabihin natin, this is A. Okay, C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared. C squared is 2, therefore that is 2 squared. A squared is A squared. B squared is 1 squared. 2 squared is 4. A squared is A squared. 1 squared is 1. Transpose sa kabila si 1, therefore 4 minus 1 is equal to A squared. Therefore, 3 is equal to A squared. Square root, therefore A is equal to square root of 3. Therefore, this is now square root of 3. Are we clear? Na
Yes.
square root of 3 yon. Wait lang, I just need to take this call. Hello po. Yes po. Yes po. Okay, let's continue. So, kompleto na tayo. This side is 1, the hypotenuse is 2, and this side is square root of 3. Okay? So, in that case, pag nakuha na natin yung cosine theta, therefore cosine theta is equal to 1/2, we could say secant theta. Saan equal yung secant theta natin, guys?
2/1 po.
Or 2/1 or?
Or 2.
2. Okay, and that is positive. Punta tayo ngayon kay sine theta. Sine theta must be negative. Cosecant theta is also negative. Tama po ba? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So in this case, punta tayo dito. Theta. Sine theta is what? Sine theta is opposite square root of 3 over hypotenuse, which is 2. Tama? Yes or no?
Tama po.
Okay. Cosecant theta, that is negative 2 over square root of 3. That is not yet the answer. We need to rationalize. Therefore, multiply that by square root of 3 over square root of 3. And that is negative 2 square root of 3 over 3. Are we clear?
Yes.
Opo.
Okay. Tangent theta, TOA. What is our TOA? TOA, opposite over adjacent, which is 1. Therefore, tangent theta is square root of 3. How about cotangent theta? Cotangent theta is 1 over square root of 3. Multiply that by square root of 3 over square root of 3, and we'll now be having square root of 3 over 3. And that is the answer. Questions. And that is how we get the other circular function values of x if we are given condition. Pag sinabi cosine 1, cosine theta, dapat dito pa lang, pag sinabi na agad yung cosine theta, ano dapat yung una mong ma-solve? Ano dapat yung una mong ma-solve? If you are given cosine, kahit na wala dapat na ibang condition, ano dapat yung makukuha mo na agad? Pag binigay si cosine, ang makukuha mo dapat agad ay sino? Sino dapat yung una mo makukuha if you are given cosine? Una mo dapat makukuha ay
Secant.
secant. Okay, so si secant, ang una mo makukuha. Pag binigyan ka ng sine, dapat ang susunod na makukuha mo ay si cosecant. Pag binigyan ka ng tangent, ang dapat na susunod na makuha mo ay si cotangent. Questions?
None.
Maliwanag po? Questions, clarifications? Maliwanag po ba siya? Is our discussion clear?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Okay, so I hope that our discussion is clear, or if you would like to go back to our discussion, you may just watch it on YouTube. So, because we're live on YouTube, so you'll be able to go back to our discussion. Okay?